Hello everybody and welcome along to another ForgeCraft Modpack with Technojock. We're doing more Britannia. I'm really enjoying this. I haven't actually done everything I said I was going to do at the end of the last episode for a particular reason, because I wanted to show you what I've done. As you can see, I have rearranged the layout of our portal a little bit, but as you can see by the huge amount of mana that we have kicking about, we've been busy. It really hasn't taken that much time to be able to get all this sort of stuff, but I said I was going to get this Runic Altar all sorted out with all the runes, and I haven't actually done that yet. I have a few things yet to do, but I wanted to show you this setup here. So we've got a mana pool underneath with 3 of these elven mana spreaders. Now that we have the portal, we have access to Dreamwood and Pixie Dust and things like that, so we can make the elven mana spreaders, which are much faster. And we've got 3 of these set up onto this Runic Altar, so it's super quick. We've got already 3 of the basic runes sorted out, and I have the stuff on me for another rune. So let's get this done. So we've got the recipe for this. So we can put in string, feather, carpet, 3 mana steel, and 1 living rock, and then we can go see it's all set up. Now, I'm going to give it a whack. It's going to... Is it going to do anything? Oh, we don't have any mana in that pool. That's unfortunate. Okay. I'll take that off of there. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that's going much faster now. So yeah, this mana pool over here I had with the catalytic thing underneath and had a dominant spark on it, so we don't actually need a dominant on there at the moment. And you'll see why we're having issues with that just now. So, oh, I accidentally picked up that. There we go. Let's put that on there. So there we go. Now that won't get picked up quite yet because we haven't trained this filter. There we go. It will now pick up runes of air. Sorted, and that is done. Oh, I want those runes because rune of air, please. That makes 3, program that, and we have it there. So we've got a few things that we needed for runes of air there, but we can pop that into there, and we'll put the other ones over into the other building in just a second. So this is doing quite nicely here. And like I say, I've got the dominant spark on there, so that's full all the time. The dominant spark on there, so that's full all the time. And we've got dominant sparks on here, so they're full all the time. But as you can see, they're not quite full at the moment, and we do have a huge mana generation thing going on downstairs, but it's changed a little bit. I wasn't very happy the way it was going. You'll see a difference once I come under here. So you'll notice that we don't have mana spreaders going up here at the moment, but we do still have our little mana pool here, which is empty. Now if I go down here, you'll see that we've got a funny looking setup here. This is all clear, and again still no mana spreaders, but we do have a very nice full mana pool with a spark on it and a funny contraption set on top of it. We'll come back to that in just a moment. We'll go right down to the bottom. So this setup's largely the same. I've put in an experience obelisk here, moved the one from my XP farm up there down here for the time being, and then I put in a replacement one up there. So this is why this has got so much in it at the moment. I haven't really been killing that many blazes, but this setup is pretty much unchanged. It's been happily going along. It's got an awful lot of junk in here that we don't need, but I did note that we've got a tainted tendril in here, so there must be a little bit of this area extending into our taint biome. So we've got ourselves a tainted thing, so that's cool to actually have in there. Definitely want to keep that on the go, but we've obviously endermen and witches and other things spawning in here as well. So we're going to have to watch what we're getting in here, because that's filling up this doesn't have anything in it. Why not? Because things are being taken from here and put into here, and whilst this should be, yeah, this is always kept up. That's fine. So that's always charged. Any excess is going up into this one here, and then that's where the Steve's Factory Manager stops. There we go, got 4 gone in there just now, which may or may not come back out in just a second. And we've got a similar sort of setup to what we had before, where we've got the mana pool here with a comparator on it feeding out and in here. If I take my thing, there we go. You can see that there's a feed to turn this thing on and off. There we go. You can see that this is fed out from here. Okay, so we are getting a bit of a backlog, so that's good. We're starting to get more and more blaze rods. That's good. So this is largely the same sort of idea. The difference being these have all got sparks on them without any sort of augmentation, so they're just passive sparks. So when it comes to up here, this one with the dominant spark on it will soak all the mana it can from those. And it's got plenty of range to be able to do so. So if we whack this, so you can see it's linked quite happily to all of those. This is our main sort of header tank, if you will, for our blaze rods, which is completely full, and this lever here we can override the system as well, because this pulls all these out and puts them into hoppers. I really didn't want to hit that. I'm going to have to go and check and see what I did. But we're going down here anyway. So this hopper, yeah, there we go. I need to... Come on, I can't get over there now. Oh, don't make me have to break it. Maybe I'll go back upstairs and see if I can whack it from the top again. Which way is it going to be going? No, I'll try a little bit more. That's annoying, I really should not have hit that. Ah, that's better, it's back in. Right, so let's choose something that's not going to do that. A book. So yes, all of these are full with blaze rods. So as you can see, we've got a lot of blaze rods. There are 16 hoppers all full up here, feeding into 16 open crates, which are over all of our endo flames. There's exactly 2 stacks of floating endo flames in this room now, and we have 1 pressure plate just here on the first one, which, if I, there we go, that will send a redstone signal up and over and turn off all the hoppers. So if there's anything sitting on that pressure plate, all the hoppers get turned off. Fine, yep, and that stops things from dropping down onto it. So basically, if there's a blaze rod sat on there, which means that all of these are full up, nothing will drop down. If these are eating, then things will continue to drop down. Fine? Fine. Also, if this mana pool has a little bit of mana in it, it will turn off the system. So basically, that is going to have mana in it if this is completely full. Good? Excellent. Now we need a way of getting the mana up to the top. A good way of transporting things over distance would be an ender chest. So we have an ender chest there. And we want to get the mana up to the top. Now the problem with sparks is they're great for transporting mana over a reasonable distance. A fairly, I can't remember exactly what the range is for sparks, but it's not long enough to be able to get up here. And because of the way that sparks work, you can't just have a chain of them going up. They'll transfer on demand, but they won't passively just shift things along a chain, which is a bit of a shame. So what we want to do is we want to try and use mana tablets. Mana tablets shift mana at a great rate of knots. It's very handy to do, and we can have something set up here in short order. So what we want to do is we want to have our rapid item valve. There we go. Rapid item valve from Steve's Factory Manager pointing down. We want a manager to control it, and we want an ender chest. So what are we going to do with this? We're going to have it drop in full mana tablets into this. They will then fill up this as it's set to mana tablet to pool, and then we'll have it suck up empty mana tablets and put them back into the chest. Down here we already have this all set up. So down here this is set up to, if the item valve has an empty mana tablet, or actually this is any kind of mana tablet because it's fuzzy detection, any kind of mana tablet in the vicinity of the item valve, i.e. sat on top of this, it will go ahead and check that for full mana tablets, and if the one's there, it'll pick it up and stick it into the ender chest. If there's not any kind of mana tablet there, it's going to take a mana tablet from the ender chest and put it out in front of there. So if we do this, pop that there, and plop, that goes into there, and you'll see that's sucking up there, and if you see all the particles there that are coming up through the floor, that means that our other mana pools from below are emptying their mana into this one. That's why it doesn't appear to be going down, because it's actually filling up just as quickly as it's emptying. But you can see by the change in the colour of the mana tablet that it's filling up. And you can now hear the endo flames have kicked on, and you can see there are an abundance of our blaze rods dropping into place. And you can see here the mana being dumped quite happily into these mana pools. C'est voila. So this will be emptying it quite nicely. You'll see it's got a little bit of mana, but not quite enough to be able to turn this off. I've got it a little bit further away, so it does actually hold a little bit of mana before it disables things. So it has now sucked up our mana tablet, and you'll find it's in there because it went through, found a full mana tablet near the item valve, and it popped it up into there. Great! That's ready to be used up here in the top area. So there it is. So we want to do pretty much the same thing, but the other way around. So we want a normal trigger to the thing here. We want rapid item valve. We want to say if there's mana tablet, and I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll come back in a second. And there we go. I've just quickly knocked this together. So this is the mirror of the one below. So it's checking the item valve to see if there's any kind of mana tablet there. If there is, it's going to keep checking the item valve for empty mana tablets and put them back into the ender chest. If there's not any kind of mana tablet there, it's going to go into the ender chest and it's going to take out full mana tablets and put them out there. And as you can see, it's already taken the one that was out there, it's popped it into here. This mana pool is filling up nicely. Because of the spark on it, it is dispersing that out to the other mana pools that are demanding stuff from their dominant sparks. This should be pulling that back up in just a moment. Although I did have problems with that before of it pulling up the spark when it was, or pulling up the tablet when it was empty. You have to check this. Just a second. Item valve, it's checking for items, and it's going to pull in mana tablet. Okay, there's an easier way to do this when you're, if in doubt. You can match it to the one that's in your inventory by doing .inv, and you can search through all the things that are in your inventory and pick the actual mana tablet itself. I don't know why that makes a difference, because if you go into this, it's exactly the same. But if I now do that, oh, it's already gone into there. And I think if we go down here, we'll find that it is filling up. Yes, it is. So it's gone in there and it's now already filling up, and this pool is again already full. So that is our mana transportation over long range sorted out. And that is our End of Flames back making more mana. Now this is very quick at making mana. The thing that I'm having an issue with is the amount of blaze rods that it's using. So yeah, we might need to put in some more blaze spawners in there or something. That's not too much of an issue. You can easily stick in another 3 in there without really expanding anything. And yeah, the mana tablet has gone up. And we'll be dumping its mana happily into that mana pool now. There we go, yep, and it's in fact nearly done. And this time it should suck it up with no problem at all. And as you can see, it's already put, well, 2 tablets is a full mana pool, and there we go, it's off to get another load. Now what will happen is, it's going to come up the next time, and it's going to fill up so far and not be able to empty any further, and it's just going to sit there until such times as it can. And you shouldn't need to worry about that, because these things are set to not despawn when they're sitting on top of a mana pool. But I'm extremely happy with that. Like I say, I'm going to have to check and make sure that we are okay in terms of blaze rod production, but now that we've actually got these, now that we've got these mana pools up here filled up, then we are pretty much good to go. But we are going to be using mana at a ridiculous rate in a few minutes, or maybe next episode to be perfectly fair, because we're going to start using mana for bigger and better things. And I'm going to dump off some of this stuff because I don't need that dominance, but actually, do I want to put that here. There we go. We'll put that there. That's going to fill up from down there. Excellent. Now pretty much everything up here is dominant, but it doesn't matter because they're all linked, so they'll pull through the same network. That one's not a dominant one, but that doesn't store anything, but it will use this mana pool. There we go, that's going fine. Right, let's get on to the next bit. You'll notice I have 2 wands of the forest and a bunch of stuff on me. Bit glitchy. What I do want is, I want another hopper and another open crate. I have 1 open crate. And I'll craft a hopper up. Perfect. Thank you. Because I want that there at the moment. And I'm going to go that. That. Oh, I don't want that. I hope this is going to work okay. It looks like it is. For the moment, I was a little bit concerned that the Lux might break down whilst it's doing other things, but it does look like it's going to behave itself. This is good. this is less good. I know. Oh dear, yeah, it's starting to break down. That's very not good. Okay, let me clean that up and I'll do it in a different way. Okay, I've gone ahead and made some other stuff just now. This is working quite nicely. But I've made enough just now for just one lot. And I'll figure out something a little bit more long term in a bit. So I needed a little bit of night ore. And I needed a little bit of night ore to be able to make myself a golem core. Like that. And then if I put, I think it's like that, and then like that. Yep, I need a dynamism tablet. Now, a dynamism tablet is going to be helpful for us automating this Runic Altar. So if we come around like this, we shouldn't need to go underneath there anymore. But what we can do is, I think we've got to do it this way, so it faces... Yeah, the little circle shows which way it faces. And we can go and put our wand in there and pop a right click on there. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't actually break it. But it looks like it's going to break it. Okay, let's take that out. In fact, let's just... take that out completely. Okay, so we'll need it to be redstone controlled. Well, that's easy enough. I can do that. We can make ourselves... come out that, turn that back on. Keep on turning off at the moment. I want an hourglass. One of these should have sufficient stuff for it. Excellent. And how's about I just get some sand? Just normal sand is what we need, and I think 2 will do. So if we make this redstone controlled, right click, do like that. Now it's not doing anything at the moment. But if we put that there, and then put in some sand, this, if we get some redstone, you will be able to see how it flashes? So that should do that. Does it fairly quickly, but I think it'll be enough. So let us see if we can order ourselves some runes. We'll just order up some more fire runes, shall we? Order 1, but it'll make 3. So it should pop all the stuff that it needs. There we go. It starts off slowly, but it's fine. Gunpowder, nether wart, nether brick, and then it'll put on 3 mana steel. Yep. It'll drop that on there, and I heard the little thing go, so yeah, it's actually crafting it already. And now, bingo, perfect. That is that working nicely. So fire runes there, and it's got 3 runes of fire there. So I already had 3. Is it? It's sitting there, not importing. Oh, there we go, it took a while. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it took a little while to import. Might need to put some speed runes into this, because it does kind of snake around to be able to get into the interface. We could stick another interface really quite close to it, but that would be a waste of a channel in my opinion. Oh, there we go. I couldn't see it from this angle. Yeah, I was looking at it like that, but there we go. We can see the wand of the forest, and it just occasionally gives it a tap, but it's not doing it now so quickly that it's going to break anything. That will do nicely. Yep, I'll get some facades and tidy that up in just a moment. Facades, anybody? No, cable anchors. Cable anchors. And yeah. So let's disconnect this to be able to put it on the right bit, like that, and then like that. There we go. That looks nice, and I think I don't actually have a saw anymore. I think my saw broke, so I need a saw. Yep, diamond saw will do. Need to make 2 stone rods like that, and if I do that, 1 saw. Need some stone. Looking but not seeing. There we go. Let's take it into our inventory so we don't accidentally make a stack of this stuff, eh? And if we go around like this, hollow stone slab covers, and I hope that I can use that on this. Yes. And yes, much better, much tidier, excellent, happy with that. Okay, so just before we go away, I have tidied this up for the moment, put my floating tain thistle there with its mana spreader and a mana pool. This spark is, however, far too far away to link up with anything else. It can't manage to make it that far, but I did have the dispersive, or the, where is it? Yeah, dispersive spark augment kicking about doing nothing. So I've got that on there. So what will happen is, that's not linked. What will happen is whenever I'm wandering by here and I have a mana band or tablet or something in my inventory, it will put that into my inventory. But this thing is never really going to fill up. Even if I was to leave it for the length of the time I'm going to be in this world, it's never going to fill up because that produces so little mana. So that's cool. The other thing I did was I changed this slightly. As you can see, the mossy livingstone brick is our camouflage at the moment. If I clear that, you'll see, there we go. So we've got that, that's what we had before. But you'll remember I had mana glass over the top because it would have put a stone here and a stone above it. Now the way to get around that is, when you're working with these block gates, if you shift right click, and it will target the bottom face of this block, so it's effectively clicking down the way instead of up the way, and when it was clicking up the way it was going into the next block. It's kind of hard to explain, but when it's targeting a block, oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to make sure it's doing that. There we go. Yeah, when it's targeting this block, the normal block gate, I'll show you. Let's make a normal block gate if we can. No, I'll get one from over here and explain this quickly. So, this is like this. So when we place them, they're like that. And you'll see there's a yellow dot here. Now, by clicking on this yellow dot, or on a side, you move where the yellow dot is pointing. And basically, this main yellow circly square thing is the direction that the block is going to be placed or right-clicked into. This dot represents the direction in which, so this means I would be effectively stood in this block. This yellow square is the direction I would be facing if I was doing the right clicking in this block. So if you do that, then you're right clicking up the way. And because you would be in this block, you're right clicking in the first instance into the block above you. If you were to right click there, then you'd be in this block right clicking in this block, but in this direction. So if it was something that had a direction like a hopper or something, it would be placed in that direction. But by shift right clicking, you move it to the opposite side. So when you're on top, if you shift right click, then it's facing down the way. So you've been in this block clicking down the way, and that's how we managed to get this to work and to place what we want it to place in the correct direction. So this is largely unchanged, except we now have this set up so it doesn't need the mana glass above it, and it looks an awful lot better. And this was all set up differently. If you remember, it was along that way. I did it just so we'd have more room over here a little bit. And I changed these blocks for grass blocks rather than the living stone, because it was butting up against here and it didn't look very good here and here. And that's about it. So I'm in the situation now that I can make all of these. I'm going to program up the rest of them, and I'm going to get aluminium for next time, and we'll play with that and see how quickly we can get iridium by having aluminium, now that we have vast amounts of mana gen and vast amounts of mana transportation, mass transportation, I think. And the crafting stuff is largely set up. I don't have anything set up for crafting huge amounts of stuff using the catalyst. This is the new catalyst, the conjuration one, rather than the alchemical catalyst. So it means that we can double coal, redstone, glowstone, that sort of stuff. But I haven't worked out a way how that's going to work, because if you drop something in and you want to suck up that, I'm not altogether sure. I think Steve's Factory Manager might be able to do it, but it would be a complicated build and probably not very interesting for you guys. So I might think about something like that. But for the time being, I think that's us. And yeah, I shall see you next time. Have a funs. Bye-bye.